Martin versus Bastianini. They now attack hard on the brakes at the end of the hangar straight. Back 3 gears down to the 3rd gear, Stowe corner. Very, very shortly, there are going to be just 2 laps remaining here at Silverstone. Just under 12 kilometres remaining. It looks like it could be yet another last lap thriller.
It's sector 2 where René Bastianini tends to take a lot of the time out of Jorge Martin. So on this most recent lap, he was 2 tenths quicker in that second sector before Martin stabilised the situation. They exchange 1:59.5. The second sector takes you out of Aintree corner down the Wellington Straight and up towards the exit of Woodcut, so potentially into Copse, and René Bastianini might well be close enough for an attack.
Both worthy winners. You feel that nobody really deserves to lose his Grand Prix, as Martin has blinked. He has blinked and made a mistake going into turn 3. How decisive then could that be? René Bastianini did not even have to try and be aggressive. He did not have to work out the puzzle of how to find a way through on Martin. That could be the key moment of this British Grand Prix.
Well, it's not as big an error as he made on the penultimate lap at the Sachsenring, but once again, with 2 to go, Jorge Martin might have seen a race victory slip through his fingers. Hard on the brakes into Village Corner, and he just can't get that Ducati stopped. René Bastianini, the easiest race lead that he's ever taken in his life, and has Jorge Martin got anything to fight back with?
1 lap to go, almost coming up very, very shortly. Halfway around the penultimate lap here. René Bastianini then, never taken a sprint success until yesterday. There'd have been long odds on the Beast rocking up to Silverstone for our retro livery spectacle and walking away with a dream double, but that's exactly what he's on course for right now. They weave their way through the high-speed Maggotts and Beckett section. Time running out for Pramac Racing's Jorge Martin. He's going to have to leave it all out there on this final lap, as René Bastianini is almost half a second clear into this 4th split.
And how much risk is Jorge Martin prepared to take? He knows that Pecco Bagnaia is behind him down the road. He's behind him by 3 seconds. It's not the race victory that Jorge Martin would have wanted if you put the flag out now. It's going to be out in a lap's time, but it would be the World Championship lead back in the possession of Jorge Martin. It's 6 tenths of a second in the advantage of Bastianini. That gap continues to grow and grow, and the Beast has this one now firmly in his grasp.
Last lap on the way then here at Silverstone. 8 tenths of a second nearly the gap between Bastianini and Jorge Martin. Incredible job this by René Bastianini. Pre-race we heard from Prima Pramac Ducati boss Gino Borsoi, who told Simon Crafar, imperative, doesn't matter where he finishes, just make sure he does finish. That was the message loud and clear to Jorge Martin. He's rolled out of this. He knows that René Bastianini is just too good, too strong, too fast, and the Beast at the moment in cruise control, on course for a fairy tale double here. And Lewis, we have to start thinking he's coming right into the equation, into the conversation. René Bastianini, World Championship title contender.
Well, there was 67 points, the gap between Bagnaia and Bastianini when this weekend began. It looks at this stage as if that gap is going to be down to 46. He's going to have taken a third of the points out of him in this round, so Bastianini will start to believe, make no question about that. Martin has rolled off. Bastianini has got Maggotts, Beckett and Chapel before the final sector between him and a 75th anniversary success.
Martin then settling for the 20 points, thinking bigger picture of the World Championship. He will go to the Austrian Grand Prix in the Styrian Mountains at Spielberg in 2 weeks' time as the new MotoGP World Championship leader, back in a position of supremacy, back in a position of authority. But it has been an authoritative performance throughout this British Grand Prix weekend for René Bastianini. Steady on, René, heart in mouth as he got a big wobble on the rear tyre coming out of Stowe. On the front row of the grid yesterday, his first sprint success is going to be followed up with some joyous celebrations as we celebrate our 75th anniversary season, and taking the spoils at Silverstone in a stunner goes René Bastianini. What a performance by the Italian, still doing 59s on the very last lap. James and Oliver Phelps, of course, the Weasley twins from Harry Potter. Well, I don't think J.K. Rowling could have written a better script this weekend for Enea Bastianini. He does complete his first ever double in the MotoGP World Championship. Jorge Martin does settle for second after he pays for another late mistake. Doesn't pay as costly as what he did a couple of weeks ago in the Saxon Ring. Pecco Bagnaia just did not have the late race pace at all. He took the checkered flag third, but he was nearly 6 seconds behind Bastianini. Top sixes for Marquez, De Gianantonio and Aleix Espargaro. Aleix Espargaro faded badly at the end. De Gianantonio picked him up for fifth. Marquez, Bezzecchi, Acosta and Morbidelli top 10. Good ride that by Morbidelli, a top 10 after 2 long laps. But Enea Bastianini, whenever we reflect and look back in history, the British Grand Prix was always going to be a very special occasion, a special race to win, given the context of it being our 75th anniversary celebrations. And for years and years, decades to come, we will always see in this historic race weekend the name of Enea Bastianini as the 2024 British Grand Prix winner. And you have to say, Lewis, the Beast was utterly brilliant.